well, this week I really don't have an S10 update for you. Kind of been busy doing other stuff, trying to get some odds and ends done so that I don't need to worry about tying the garage up with the S10. I've been working on my landscape trailer. I bought this, well, a couple months ago. I got a really good deal on it because the trailer was real rotten. Pretty much all the frame cross members and frame rails were shot. Like there's what I cut out of it. So I needed a trailer with a ramp. I figured out landscape trailers have ramps. And well, the rest is history, I guess. So at this point, this is what I've been working on this week. I've put 2 new frame rails on the outside of it. I fixed all the cross members. I put a front, I don't know what you want to call it, bulkhead, basically, the frame in it. So I'm going to put the new suspension hangers on it. Then I can put the axles back under it, and then I can get it the hell out of here. I'll weld up a tongue for it. But this is something that I needed the garage for. So I'll go ahead and we'll finish that. And then I picked up something here that's kind of neat, that's going to help out a lot with a lot of projects, including the S10. So I bought a Snap-on or Hoffman Geodyna 40 Pro tire bouncer. And I've already balanced one tire with it and checked the calibration and everything, and she's good. So you can look in the near future when we do the S10 tires. Anyway, so here's a video I'm going to give you, and it's kind of a bonus for this week. I ended up doing a wheel bearing on my father-in-law's 2017 Dodge Ram 1500 Bighorn. Okay, so we got another truck here at the shop. This one's actually my father-in-law's Dodge. It's 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn 4x4. And we're going to do a hub and bearing on the driver's side. Funny enough, the last hub and bearing I did on a pickup was actually the passenger side hub and bearing on my Dodge Ram, which I also did a video on. So we'll go through this one step by step. So far we have it on a safety stand, and I've cracked the lug nuts loose, so I will go ahead and I'll pull the tire off. The lugs on these are a 22 millimeter. So the axle nut is a 36 millimeter. Go ahead and remove that. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is pull out these 2 caliper anchor bolts. There's one there and the one down at the bottom. And then we're going to hang the caliper up on the frame rail. So with the caliper removed and hung up out of our way here, next thing we have to do is we're going to chase all of the wire here for the ABS sensor, and we're going to disconnect it. And then we'll start removing these bolts that are on the inside here. The easiest way to do that is to push this CV shaft in, and actually I have a tool for that. Okay, when you get up to the inner fender here, you're going to see there's 2 holes in the inner fender. On the back side of that is going to be our ABS sensor where it plugs in. So you're going to pop that through, and then you're going to see there's a lock here. So all you do is slide this lock up, and now you can unclip. Basically you just push in this right here, and your sensor comes undone. And that is our ABS sensor now unplugged. Okay, so with the 3 bolts removed, which are an 18 millimeter, our next step is to actually get the hub off the truck, which here in the Rust Belt means using our sledge. So what I usually do is I'll turn the steering wheel so I can get a good swing at it, and it usually comes off not too bad. One of the things that kind of falls to more my opinion than anything, I guess, is that prior to installing a wheel bearing, if you don't clean up all this crap here, you're setting yourself up for failure. So we're going to get all this corrosion cleaned up nice and clean, put a little bit of anti-seize in here where the two dissimilar metals meet each other, and then we'll assemble with our new bearing. Okay, so we're ready for assembly. Everything's been cleaned, and we're ready to start putting things back together. So obviously your dust shield goes like this, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take our wheel bearing, and we're going to put the dust shield on the bearing first, because we have to feed this harness through the dust shield like that. And now we can put this sucker on here. Okay, what I usually do is I just kind of get everything sort of lined up like this, loose. And then what I'll do is I will take one or two bolts and put them in. Now, one of the things that people are not gonna agree with, but at the end of the day, I'm the one that's gonna have to take this truck apart again the next time. I tend to put a little bit of anti-seize just on the end of the bolt where it goes through, because it's exposed. Like I said, I will be the next person that has to take this truck apart again, so I might as well make my life easier. And as it is, we were going to torque all this stuff anyway. Okay, so with those started, I'll go ahead and I will tighten them up, and then we'll torque them. So these get torqued to 134 foot-pounds. I already torqued the other one just because I had to turn the wheel, so it's easier for me to get to these ones. There we go. So now we can take and we'll put the axle nut on. The axle nut gets torqued to 185 foot-pounds. And now we can put our brakes back together here. And these get torqued to 130 foot-pounds. There we go. Now the only thing left to do is to hook up our ABS sensor. Okay. Okay, so with your ABS wire laced back in and clipped back in where it goes, your wheel bearing's done. Now if you had to push back the caliper to slide it off, make sure the first thing you do is pump the brakes so that you have functional brakes again. I think earlier in the video I said that the caliper bolts, or not the caliper, sorry, the bearing bolts were 18 millimeter. They're actually 21. Other than that, you can put your wheel on, you can torque it up, and that's your wheel bearing done.